$1 to $2.75. But the problem is our currency is backed off of the US dollar. We don't want to back our currency off of the US dollar. We would prefer to back it off of a currency that actually is valuable. And the American dollar is not really valuable. They just tell people that it is.
Yep.
Well, I
There's
have
no
some
gold.
questions, but
There's
all
no
right.
gold behind it.
Right. There's nothing that backs it. America keeps other countries in debt, and then they force other countries to do business with us in American dollars. So the
So
currency
although
is based off of
it's
that.
been working for years,
Yeah. That's why they're against BRICS, because they know that BRICS is actually currency that's based off of resources, and it's going to devalue the American currency, causing the currency to crash, which I'm hoping for.
It's just the
Um,
beginning.
yes, I've never wanted the downfall of my country so bad. But I really do hope the
It's now
dollar is
looking
devalued.
itself in the mirror, what they have been doing to other countries, now it's happening inside.
Yeah.
No, seriously, and that is why Putin is supporting Africa because he knows that America, and these European countries, they are existing because of the resources they're getting from Africa. So he knows that when we Africans cut off those resources, that's their downfall.
And Trump is here to accelerate that downfall. That's all.
Oh no, I believe God put that man there to help Africa rise. I strongly believe that God is the one making Trump do all those stupid things.
This
The
is our
supreme,
time.
yeah, and it's our time because, like in the Whitey's Bible, the king Nebuchadnezzar, God make his harden his heart so bad that he wouldn't listen to his advisors and everything, and God used that to collapse Jerusalem. That's exactly what God is doing to America right now. That's why Trump came back to I cannot wait.
One of the examples, the tariff that he's putting on countries, and then he coming back is he's kind of lost. Like he don't know what's going
Yeah.
on with himself. That's what is going on.
Yeah. He said, "Oh, we China and I have settled the differences." The terrorists of China said, "No, we haven't agreed to nothing. We haven't had a meeting with him." That it's like basically every country is cutting ties with this man because and cutting ties with America because of this man. And me, my whole family, we believe God is the doing of this month so that it will be it's our time to remind us that it's our time for us to do the right thing and put our we're not saying a lot of people say, I mean, I've been to other platforms where they say, oh, we feel like Abraham Tower is a god and blah blah blah, we are worshiping him, we put him on a higher pedestal and everything. No, we are not saying he's a god. The reason why the youth of Africa is supporting this man so that our sleeping dogs that call themselves presidents, who are the puppies to these whiteys, will realize that if they don't get out and do the right thing, they will be gone. So for me, it's my whole thing is my president will realize that why is it that I mean, just sit down and think the youth of Africa is supporting Tuareg because there's something he's doing right. So let me invite him or go to him and learn his way so that I could use his way to build my country. And then other African leaders will follow the lead and do the right thing.
I would not call African leaders as sleeping dogs. I would call them as dead dogs because for me, most of those leaders are already dead. They are not sleeping. I would say sleeping dogs to most of African people because most of us are still sleeping. And I think this is not time for sleep. It's been enough. I guess now everybody is ready and energetic to do a huge difference. I agree that the moment now is really suitable for us to do something. And we cannot only wait for angels to come and save us, for those people who believe in angel. Now we have to become our own selves, angels, and to do the things that are on our means to liberate our continent. because there was no time better than that as Africans to make a whole change. And this change must start individually and affect everybody collectively, and everybody should contribute. Ibrahim Traore now is as a representation of something big that is happening, but it must be made by every single African and the continent and the diaspora and Africa descendant in general. This is what I think.
To add to that is all this is from God because we had we had Pan Africanists that came before eBay, and they had the opportunity, but at that time I feel like God didn't give us that. No, not God. God was not there. It wasn't our time. That's why they kill our. That's why they kill our heroes. Thomas Sankara,
Unalive,
Kwame,
unalive.
Kwame
Please don't use
Nkrumah.
the key word.
Analyze.
Yeah, yeah, yep, yep, yeah. That's why they get their life. Kwame Nkrumah, Julius Nyerere, it are a lot of them. And if you think about April 30th, it never happened like that. It's
Well, when it comes to God, I think we're going to go to a very, infinite philosophical conversation.
well, the only reason why
But
I said that because it never happened because we had stronger heroes before eBay, but the time wasn't there, and God knows that wasn't time. That's
I
how.
wouldn't,
Think
It's
about
just
it
my
this
opinion.
way.
I wouldn't think of that way.
Okay.
But yeah, I respect your opinion.
Yeah, because April 30th never happened. A- a- Africans from all over the world protesting the same day. It never happened like that at that scale. It happened a little bit, but never happened at that scale. And then what these people, eBay, from Burkina Faso, and I forgot the other three, the other two countries that
Simi
is
Goita,
yes, Assimi Goita,
Simi
and
Goita,
yes,
Mali, and
and
Gianni
Niger,
Niger.
yes. The,
Gaddafi.
the way that well, Gaddafi, that's an example. We we were not united behind him.
Yeah,
Not you
Because
see
we
how
didn't know.
that's the issue.
exactly that's what I'm saying. That
Instead
for
of
me,
instead of the
for
African leaders to come together to secure this man's life, they just ignored him and then they just you know took him out.
yeah, because we didn't have the information the way it was is available today. It wasn't available at that time in 2013. For
It's
example,
like isn't it like so miraculously that
that is
look
God.
at this
That's all I'm
time
saying.
we have this time. No, I mean
Well,
even if you don't believe in there's something you should believe in. I mean everybody believe in something, right? I believe in my ancestral way of worshiping, and I believe strongly that our ancestors whose blood was poured into the Atlantic Ocean, Pacific Ocean, um, our ancestors that were unalive on the land of Africa, our ancestors that went through horrible treatment through slavery. These are that they were wishing that somebody would come and save them. Their blood and their spirit is the one that are working up, and they are. I feel like that guy is being backed up by spirits and a spirit of multiple different ancestors that has is possessing this man, and he's doing what he's doing, and it came in at the right time where everything now is like on a platter of gold visibly we are seeing, and we are so awakened that we know that all the lies that they used back then to analyze those great men of Africa that wanted to unite Africa were lies. And and you know what, the pattern, if you look at the pattern, it hasn't changed. The pattern is the same thing. oh, he's abusing people, he's killing people. I'm sorry, he's unaliving people. He's using the people's money. They are starving. That's the same pattern that is going they're using. But this time, thank God for um social media. It's out there. So whatever they put there, we platforms like TM's platform comes and we debunk it. Like even yesterday before I went to sleep, I was hearing something that I heard something that TM wanted somebody from South Africa to come and verify. You know what I mean? Like this is the time where everybody is awake. Africans are awake. Mothers are awake. And I strongly believe that when a mom gets up, like in the African riddle or in the African way, growing up, when there is something seriously going on, and women put on their clothes and tie their half of their wrapper on their waist, and they lead or they get involved, miracles happen and wonders happen. And that's exactly what is happening. It's not just the youth, but mothers are involved now. This is our son, and this particular son you're not gonna get. And that is why this guy, after 20 attempts, he's still here, right? I strongly believe there is a supreme power, a working spirit, blood that were spilled unjustifiably are crying for help, and their help, their cry is this guy, right? I believe, like Kambala said, the dead leaders will learn something, because if they don't, the youth are going. For instance, Ghana, for instance, I think Ghanaians, they will be so they even worried that they gave freedom of speech, because Ghanaian youth, they don't play. They're not afraid. There have been multiple times, like Ghanaian youth has stood up and marched and protest for countries and people that it has nothing to do with Ghana. And so our leaders know that when Ghanaian youth wake up, things happen. That's why I get so frustrated when our so-called giants of Africans come here and they try to pursue blames, and it's not us, it's the government. If the women in Nigeria has gotten up and tied their wrappers and said, listen, you don't want our men to talk, which they are not men anyway, with lipstick, lip glosses. We the women, we are leading. See if the first lady of Nigeria herself will not be part of that movement. If any military man will get up and go take an ammunition and go shoot a mother. You understand where I'm coming from? I hope you guys understand where I'm coming from. Because that's your mom. You're gonna unalive your mom. That's your wife leading these women. Because if a woman stand up to fight for something, the men cannot even say nothing. Like that's how it is, because no man, except a man that was not trained at home or brought up by a woman, you would never go against your mom. And that's like the African way, point blank period. So
Yeah,
that is what is happening. So let's support this guy like fully.
That's right.
You know what I mean?
yeah, 100%, 100%. And
Yeah,
then, and then
I
I
would
think,
I would make just a simple observation to Brother Lekul about God not being with Thomas Sankara, Kwame Nkrumah. The
That's
thing
not
is,
what I said.
what did you say?
I
Please,
said,
maybe I'm wrong.
yeah, God was with him, but God no, that was not the time for the
Yeah, that
change.
was not the time.
Yeah,
That's
no, I
right. I
didn't say
remember
God's
now.
not with him. Yes,
Yeah.
God,
That was not
God
the time.
just
That was the word.
kept our time. That's all.
Thank you for the correction.
Yeah.
And I think you understand the domino effect, right, Leko?
Yes, sir.
I think I would go back, really, really back. Let's consider Queen Asantwa. Let's consider Zingambandi. And now let's go to
and then the
Ibrahim
nanny of the
Traore.
Maroons. You forgot the nanny
Okay,
of the Maroons.
yeah, and to Ibrahim Traore. Actually, these people, they are all part of something that is connected. And I think all of them, Kwame Nkrumah, Thomas Sankara, Patrice Lumumba, they are all part of it. And every single one of them contributed to his level or her level of contribution according to our time. And we and us of this generation, it's now our time with the resources that we have today. This is our time to do something, and we cannot have the idea like this is our time or this is not our time. It is okay to think like this, but I don't think saying like back in the days was not our time. I think there that was also our time, but to do something different that we are doing right now. So there is a new guest on the panel. I'm gonna land here. Thank you.
Yeah, what I can also add to this is one thing our leaders, our old leaders or our dead leaders from Africa should know about or should learn about this young man is trust. He never trusted these Western leaders. So, for example, you could see Russia never have any colonization route in Africa, or maybe if I stand to be corrected. And then he had never have any trust in these Western and European leaders about the things they tell him, oh, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do that, you know. And one thing I like about Putin is he being 100%. If he wants to tell you, oh, I'm for you, you surely go for it. He's not there to play games. You know what I mean? Because he felt that these Western people are just using us for their benefit, for their gain. So rather on, I'll just align with Russia, who offer me helps to build my country. That was what Nkrumah did, and he had a statement at this UN general meeting. He said, where his country Ghana falls, he's not aligned. So he's neither nor here nor there. You understand what I mean? So I think one thing our leaders should learn from this young man is about when and how to trust people, because we are trusted in these people so much that we give everything we have to them. Ask yourself, when Ghana was the first sub-Saharan African country to gain independence, although Ghana have done well in some sectors of the economy, about governance and about democracy and stuff, but ask yourself, is Ghana growing, or is Ghana supposed to do more than it states now, where it is now? You understand what I mean? Ask yourself about Nigeria. Nigeria shouldn't complain about poverty, because Nigeria is the biggest popular pop, they have the biggest population in Africa. So a country like this, what are they meant to do? Right now they've made Nigeria to the extent that their currency is no more valuable. You understand? This is what these old leaders are supposed to know, that since day one we entrusted in these people. What have we gained? We've gained nothing. The only thing we've gained is ridicule and hatred. You understand? They look down upon us from day one. So assuming we have number of people like Ibrahim Traore, like we have maybe 10 of them, 15 of them in Africa, how far would you have been gone now? You understand what I mean? So sometimes I do blame we people who put them in power, because at the end of the day, when there is a young person, we ignore them and go for the old folks. You understand? We go for the old folks. Meanwhile, they got nothing to lose. Somebody has been, look at, for example, the president of
We have,
Cameroon.
sorry to interrupt, we have new guests on the panel. I'd
Okay.
like to give them an opportunity to speak. Malanga, can you tell us where you're from? And you can give your thoughts on the topic.
Good morning. My name is Ruslanga. I'm from Zimbabwe, and at the moment I'm living in the UK. My thoughts on the topic. I'm a big Captain Ibrahim Traore supporter. It's I'm so happy to be living in a time where there's actually something really positive going on. And it's so great to see young people actually actively getting involved in what's going on in Africa, seeing people from all over the world participating. But what I wanted to add is I'm hearing a lot of this stuff about us needing Russia as an ally. And, I've got nothing against Russia. I understand that it's not a racist nation. They've done a lot for Africa. I've seen pictures of of my former president soldiers standing next to Putin and all that. But I also think we need to start asking the really important questions, like this AU. We all agreed that this is no longer on life support. The African Union is dead. So now that we know that the African Union is beyond repair, what are we going to do? Because we have to build something that is African. We can't be reactionary all the time, asking people for help, even if it's Russia, which we know has never colonized us. We have to understand that Russia, they've got a lot on their hands. They're in Ukraine, they're in Israel. And also, if we really want to go deep into history, a white is a white. These superpowers, they always work together behind the scenes. So as Africans, I think we need to start looking at what we have on the continent, because last time I checked, we've got at least 5 countries manufacturing weapons. I know that in South Africa, we've got there used to be a nuclear program, and I understand that some of the experts are still there. Some have moved into other countries, but they want to return to South Africa. So this nuclear program can be revived. So what I'm saying is, at the end of the day, even if it's China who's helping us or if it's Russia who's helping us, it's still aid. And aid never makes us grow. We need to stop depending on other nations. So we need to start thinking of what we can do to grow so we can stand as Africans, even if it means we start some kind of virtual online African Union where we can meet as Africans and let the message get out there about what we need to do to eliminate these European things that are keeping us back. Because the reason why we're not moving forward, we're still keeping too many European things, especially democracy. We can't say we're going to move whilst we're depending on politicians who are bound by a system that creates leaders which have only one job, which is to deliver raw materials to our oppressors.
Langa. We're going to go to the next panelist, and then and you can give your thoughts on the topic. No, I'm gonna send you information to unmute. Hopefully, you're still awake. Okay, if since Cato does not seem to be responding, Lee Cole, oh wait, there he is. Okay, go ahead, Cato. Please tell us where you're from, and you can give your thoughts on the topic.
Yes, hello. For me, I'm from Uganda here. But me, what I'm asking, what it takes to Africa to become one? Because we have been long serving presidents like Museveni. They do nothing to Africa. They don't know what it takes. They don't ask what is going on. But I'm just asking what it takes Africa to become one. Someone answer me. I'm from Uganda, Kampala.
Thank you, Cato. Does anyone have a response?
Yes, I do. I'm gonna start with him and then I'll go to my brother, Malanga. All it takes for Africans to be one is strong leaders. And that's what we are saying. We're not talking about leaders that has been imposed to us through elections. We're talking about revolutionary leaders, like the one we have in Burkina Faso, in Mali, in Niger. That's what it takes for Africa to be strong and together. That's my answer for my brother Pedro. Um, Going back to my brother Malanga, what he said is correct and that is true. That we cannot count on Western country or yeah, Western country, not Western country, but like Europeans. We can't count on them. But at this point, and we have that, and we have that the answer to his question in Traore's speeches. What he said at this moment, if we don't ally, we don't have alliance with Russia, we will be crushed. We would have been crushed. Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger, they would be crushed if they didn't have Russia alliance. And it's just a temporary thing. You have to, lean on somebody to get up. Not thinking that person is gonna be there for you all the time. Nope. While you're leaning on that person to get up, and you got to prepare yourself. And Traore has said that many times in his speeches. So to my brothers, it's not like we're switching from French or British to Russian. No, or from America to no. That's not what it is. At this moment, that's the person, that's the allies that God gave us to be able to get up. Because we had money. This country had money. They wanted to buy equipment to defend and to protect their countries. But some people wouldn't sell the arm to us. At this moment, we had a partner, temporary partner that is helping us, and that is enabling us to get up. And if you think about the forces, the ammunition that we have today, we never had that. So it's just a temporary thing, and we know that we're not seeing Russia like okay, savior or somebody that's gonna be there for us. No, that's not what we're thinking. And eBay has expressed that many times. That's all. I'm gonna stop there for now. Thank you.
And also, if I could add something, the enemy of my enemy is my friend. At this point, we all know these Europeans, America, um, France, these people, they don't like Russia because of Putin's way and stuff like that. We're not thinking about what Putin is doing in other countries because that's none of my business. My business is he's an enemy to my enemy, and at this time he's offered to be on my side to fight my enemy, and he got the ammunition that I need. He got the things that I need. Like Liku said, we have the money. Africa, we have the money, but these people will not sell us weapons because of what this our enemies is selling out there. And on this platform, we will always like TM. We always will always come out and we will debunk what BBC, Arazura, all those foreign medias, the false allegations, propaganda that they're spreading on Tuareg and on Africa. So at this very moment, a friend of my enemy is my enemy, um, and that's the only ally we got. And that's what we are taking. And like I said, he has never said that he's selling Africa to them or even Burkina Faso to Putin. It's a temporary thing, and we the youth, we are organizing ourselves and we are doing we're giving him our support to lead and free Africa. And this is our best chance and this is our last chance. So if we let this opportunity pass us by, we are going back into mental slavery and physical slavery for another 1,000 years. So we ask that all African countries, doesn't matter north, south, east, when we are getting up as youth to march and demonstrate or do whatever, please get involved. Let us all do this. Once the youth is all together and we are organized, our leaders will know that these children are serious and the youth are the future of every continent. So if we get together like that, a lot of people, oh, they're not gonna analyze every youth. There's some of us are gonna be gone, but some of us are gonna still be left out to continue what is gonna happen. So please, when we say we are moving, let us all move. It was beautiful what we saw on April 30th. It was amazing. I was shocked. It was beautiful, magnificent. And I believe that when we did that as African youth all over the world, that was the first fight that we won. We won the first fight because it shook them. These whiteys are afraid now because now they know that, hey, if they are on our land and they could do this, we are gone. That for me, that's how I interpret the march that we did. So please, when we say that we are moving, let's all African move. Thank you.
And Antigua, can I add something real quick to my brother Keto's answer that I gave?
Yes, of course.
Okay, so yeah, I said that Africa need strong leaders, not just strong leaders that are backed by the people. That is what I forgot to add. Those strong leaders have to be backed by the people as it is today. Because strong leaders without people, those can be dictators. And we have many of those people today. And that's not what we need. That's not what Africa needs. Thank you.
Kato, I had to mute your mic because of background noise. Um, would you like to add anything? I will send you an invitation to unmute. I'm not sure if Kato is still there, but if anyone wants to contribute.
Just wanted to say, I'm still trying to hammer down on that point. That some of the things that we get given allies, we actually have them on the continent. I think there's an issue of us not being organized. As Marcus Garvey once said, our biggest failure is failure to organize. So what I'm trying to say is, if we could find a way to hold our leaders to account, to actually remove them, so that we can have more of these Captain Ibrahims. Because Captain Ibrahim has done everything the correct way. The problem is the rest of Africa is not doing what they're supposed to. Because really, if we put some of our resources together, we wouldn't need help from anyone at all. This thing about the enemy of our enemy is our friend, I'm not really comfortable with that because I think that only works in the short term. And we've seen this before. And sorry, and as I said, we've seen this before. Zimbabwe, we worked with the Russians. They brought us independence in the 70s. But 40 years later, we're still in the same place. We haven't developed. And that's because I think Zimbabwe we became too reliant on handouts. So we do have to start building sooner or later. So if you could find a way of coming together and, and producing real solutions.
Okay, I'm not sure if Kato is having connection problems.
Yeah. Okay. Can I go ahead and answer Malangwa?
Sure.
Okay, Malangwa, that is a good idea, and that's what we need. And I'm gonna refer you again to the last speech of eBay. Ibrahim Traore, the last speech, actually his last interview, and he mentioned like when they asked him like, can they allow other countries join the IOS right now, and he said not at this moment because it's not just coming together in like disorder. And he said that these three countries are gonna set up the way for Afri- Africans unite, African be united. So it's not just coming together like everybody. No, at this point, because in the past, that's one of example with African Union, which has bought by uh, Europeans in other organization. For example, in West Africa, the ECOWAS that's been right now is a puppet of Europeans. So they don't want not they don't want nothing to happen like that anymore. So that's why he said in his last interview that right now they had coming up with institutions and laws, things like that. And that's why they cannot allow other people to join right now. For example, my country, Togo, they were saying that okay, we want to join. Just no, it's not gonna be like that anymore. You see? So we are coming together. And this leader is telling us this. And he's being backed by the people. So that is what I want to add to what he said in form of answer. That's all. Thank
Yeah, Mr. Lecour, can I just comment on that, please, what you just said? Dr. Kanisile, the first female admiral from South Africa, she actually visited Captain Ibrahim. And he's actually said something similar to what you're saying now. He said the best thing Africa can do to help him is for other countries, other leaders, to also have uprisings and go against the oppressor, which is not what we are doing. And the reason why we're not doing that is because we still believe in democracy. And somebody just called our leaders sleeping and dead and what. And I agree with that. But Malcolm X said a chicken egg can only produce a chicken egg. So as long as we have democracy, we're going to have these leaders which only serve one purpose, which is to deliver raw materials to the West. That's what democracy is about. It's got a pyramid structure. The financial system of democracy is capitalism. And capitalism means Africa being poor and the rest being rich. So we really have to be serious about getting rid of this democracy thing. These leaders who promise, who make these silly statements saying, vote me into power, once I get into power, I'll do this for you. They're lying to us, because once they get into power, democracy controls them. The West controls them. So we need to find wise ways of getting out of this democracy thing, because that is what's giving us all our problems. Captain Traore moved away from democracy. He even offered to step down and let a democratic system come back in, and his people refused. So we've got the blueprint. We know democracy does not work. So how do we get out of it? That's what we need to answer. That's what we need to work on.
Thank you. And that's where we are working. That's where we are working to, because this democratic elected president that we're talking about, they're puppet. Okay, and many of them are in countries. Many of them they changing the constitution of the country to stay on power longer than what the constitution said. Those are puppet. If so, that's the democracy, like you just said. We don't need that democracy, and that's even Traore. He said, I'm gonna refer to his last interview also again, that when he was in Russia or Moscow, that himself, he used to listen to this European news. He used to listen to their media, and now that they realize, so that is where this is gonna come from. So now that they're setting up this this movement, this revolution, let's not preoccupy about the other president, other democratic president that are there and doing their own thing. Don't worry about them. As the people are coming together, like my sister just say, on April 30th, people from Ghana, they were supporting Traore. Okay, so they're not from Burkina Faso. They're in Ghana. People in Zimbabwe, people in South Africa. So the people now are standing up. And once these three countries set up the foundation for Africa's unification, any puppet in other countries, they're gonna try, but they're not gonna succeed. And this is where we are coming together. It's gonna go slowly. You can't change it like 1 year or no. It's gonna come slowly. So we just need to support these IOS countries and leaders as the people, African people, like we just did on April 30th, and everything will fall in line. Trust me, there are other countries that's gonna have revolution this year or next year, and it's gonna be gradually. Thank you.
And if I
Panel.
have to say, can I say something add on to it before, please, Antigua?
Oh, go
And
ahead.
I have to keep making this correction on any platform that I go on. Ibe never said here. I've never heard him said in any of his speeches that he's here to unite Africa. He never said that. It's us, the youth, that think his ways are better and he's courageous and he could do it. And we're not saying that he should go to every country and tell them what to do. We, the youth, that we are supporting his way. And it's our hope and prayer that our sleeping dogs will wake up and realize that this is what is going to happen to them if they don't wake up. We, the youth of every African country that went out to march on the 30th of April, we're letting our leaders know this is how we want African rule now. We are tired of them being puppets to the whiteys. And so if they don't wake up, this is what is going to happen. There's going to be Ibrahim Traore in Ghana. There's going to be Ibrahim Traore in Togo. There's going to be Ibrahim Traore in South Africa, East Africa, Congo, everywhere, Cameroon. That is what Ibrahim never said. He says he's coming to save Africa. A lot of people comes and they act like, what is he doing for Africa? What is no? The person that you voted for your country, he or she has to answer you that question, not Ibrahim. He rose up for his country and he's doing the best for his country. So you voted, you use your thumb to choose your president. It's time for you to wake up, put action into work, and let your president know your stand on the way he's being used by the whiteys. I feel like everybody think, oh, we because African youth are with him and we are supporting him, then he's here for Africa, and everybody just sit down. This man is literally making interviews and answering questions and answering questions and answering questions. And if you have any doubt or suspicion, all you have to do is watch his interview and listen to what he's saying and blame your president for not doing what is right from what you're learning from what is happening in Burkina Faso than to coming on platform asking questions that you should be asking people that you voted into power for. Thank you.
Can I add my voice?
I just want the new panelists to speak, and then we can go back to open panel. Ibrahim, are you still there? Ibrahim? Okay, I'm going to send an invitation for you to unmute.
Okay. Thank you. Well,
Oh, wait, one moment. Ibrahim would like to speak. Ibrahim? We cannot hear you. Can you speak a little louder? I'm not sure if you have
Hello,
headphones.
members. I'm glad to hear from you.
Where are you from?
Hello. Now, I'm
Where are
Ibrahim
you
from
from,
Uganda.
Ibrahim? Okay. You can contribute to the topic. I'm going to give you a 3-minute timer, and then we're
Hello.
going to do an open panel. You can give your
Hello.
submission.
Maybe network is a problem. I'm glad to hear from you, all members. My wale is what I know. All Africans, we are united, but the problem is our leaders are the problems because what I see everybody on the platform, everybody in Africa, we can saw people they are supporting Ibrahim Traore. But the problem we have is our leaders. eh. Now, my question is, what can we do to our leaders so that they can join us in this Silk Road so that we can unity Africa? That is my question.
Anyone like to answer that question?
Not quite
But
understood.
Ibrahim, if you have been on the platform, this question has been answered multiple ways in different times. Even like right now, we just said that when the youth of Africa is supporting one, that's all. Let us support. When we say we are matching, let us all match. That way, the sleeping dog that we voted for will realize that this guy is doing something. That's why my people are supporting him. Let me go to him and ask his ways and follow his ways, so my people will be happy too. Just like let me put it this way, when you have children and one child that is always crying for something, I want this, I want this, I want this, because you want your peace, you will give that child what he wants so you have peace. And that's exactly what we want the youth to do. That is exactly what we, the youth of Africa, we are doing to let our sleeping masters wake up and realize that there's something that the youth wants and they have to give it to us. And if they don't give it to us, then we want them out. When we say we are marching, when we say we are demonstrating, when we say we are moving forward for a movement, that is the unity we, the youth, are doing. Even though we are in different countries, when we say we are doing something on 30th, we want all the youth to get up and do the same. We are marching, we are doing this because that's the only way that will let our leaders know that the youth wants something. When Ibrahim stood up and defended his people, he literally said, I'm giving this power back to the democracy, so democracy will rule. The same Burkina Faso people said, no, we want you. Your ways is better. And that is the why he's still in there doing what he's doing. So that means if Burkina Faso people say they want him and his way is better and he's making it better and they are enjoying his way, we the youth of Ghana want the same. The youth of Togo want the same. The youth of Africans want, no, well, forget about Africans. The youth of South Africans want the same. The youth of Congo want the same. And that is what we are doing. We are uniting. So we unite, we support him, we demonstrate for him, we march for him, so that our leaders will know, okay, if my children are supporting this guy, then there's something that he's doing right. So let me go to him and learn his way. That is the only way we will be free. But if we keep asking the same question over and over and over and over again,
I
this is
think
the same answer we are getting.
I think the way I I understand Ibrahim.
One moment, Nicole.
Yeah.
Ibrahim, did that answer your question?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Good.
Okay.
All right. I'm going to go to Lakul. Can you please keep your submission short because Wofa wanted to speak again?
Okay.
Okay.
Well, the way I first understand Ibrahim is like he has a concern about our leaders, and I can assure him. For example, before Ibrahim Traore, uh, before his coup d'état, we had Damiba, Paul Henri Damiba. Okay, and the youth of Burkina Faso at that time thought he came for them, and in a few months, the youth realized, the people realized that no, he's not here for us. And that's and that's how, and that's when Ibrahim came in. So the people are aware of what they want. Exactly. So there's no need to worry about uh, 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 at this point where we are now. Do not worry about who is there. No, if he's not doing what we want, he's gonna get out of there in a minute. That's what is going on. That's all. Thank you.
Wolfa, you can give your submission.
Okay, thank you. Well, the situation we find ourselves today is a military attack. And I don't think Africa is prepared for that because the people who are going to invade these three states are world powers. They have satellite technology. They have all the means to crash these three poor countries. But a determined people always fast. They fight till they get their freedom. So no matter what, the only hope is that people will stand by and support the cause because it's an African cause. These young people are committing their lives for the future of Africa. But their effort is not sufficient to meet these powerful people. But one advantage is that the continent does not belong to them. And they know that they don't have the moral right to do what they are doing. Except that without them, they also cannot survive economically. That's where the problem is. So to me, in times of any weapon, be it in the form of a toy, serves certain purpose. So Africans should understand a war which is done with arms, you must have it. If you don't know how to manufacture it, learn how to do it. Because if you don't have it, there's no way you can stand. And they have the air power. They have everything. But let's show certain solidarity that okay, here we are fighting for Africa. We have to resist, even though it may cost the lives of many of us. We must do it. That's what I can say.
Thank you.
That's a good idea.
We have a new panelist.
Okay.
Burke Unity, can you please introduce yourself? And you can give your submission. I'm going to give you a 3-minute timer.
Okay. How y'all doing? Okay. No, what I want to say is that like first of all, Abraham.
Introduce yourself.
Introduce myself.
Yes, please.
Okay, I'm from the West Indies.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. I mean, from my understanding is that number one, we have never seen anything like this in a long time. Okay, and the whole thing is that I understand there's many different African countries. Everybody has their own way of how they think and the way how they do things. But when it comes down to everything, to the situation is that many of us are going through the same, we have the same problem that plagues us as a people. And what we need now we have the opportunity now to do something because somebody stood up. Somebody is leading the way. Somebody who is a selfless. They don't enrich themselves. They're not doing any of these things. They're being very humble, but at the same time have this true leadership about themselves. And without any question, all we have to do is come together, join and to do, support this cause, this fight, because it has been what would I call it, overdue. It's well overdue. But people gonna be on the fence saying all kind of things and so on. All we have to get on board. That's all it is. Right? Stop being afraid. There's nothing to fear but fear itself. Right? But the problem is people are bickering and complaining, whatever it is, and so on. Just get on board. That's all it is. We already have enough evidence. We see for ourselves. We see what the experience has been so far. We know with some of these leaders, they haven't done nothing to benefit its population. They haven't done nothing. They've been just sitting in office, just loading up their pockets with money. Right? All they care about is themselves. But Abraham, he stood up. It's not about himself. He's about the people. And this is where we need to really take action and help and support for the common good. That's my speak.
Seriously, I'm not a mother, but some of the Debbie Downers that comes on this platform, it gives me a heartache. So if that was your brother, was this some of the things that you'd be saying about your brother? If that was your son, your family member, is that how you're gonna talk about him? Wouldn't you be proud of this? He's putting his oh my God, when I saw a picture of his family, my heart even broke more. He's putting his life
Of course.
on the line, his family life on the line. And it's so shocking that you see Africans come here and ask stupid questions. I'm sorry for my language, but that's how I'm going to express it. What is he doing? Have you questioned your president, the leader that your town voted into power? Have you questioned him? What is he doing for you? Have you been able to stood up to your leader and saying what you are doing? I don't like it. We don't like it. But yeah, you have to come question another man. We should be ashamed of ourselves, man.
It's like, what have they done for us lately? What have they done? Nothing. Right? This guy is Abraham is making the same money that he make as a soldier. Many of us make more money than he does. He's not driving around in no expensive car, whatever it is. Even I heard that he wanted to just take a regular plane, but they told him no. And Russia sent a plane for him, right? Just for his safety. But he's so selfless that this is what I'm telling you. I've never seen anybody like this.
I'm shocked. I'm shocked. All these African leaders that we use their terms to vote for, they all have foreign accounts. They all have foreign account that they're taking your monies and or your resources and depositing them into. For example, there was a president in Ghana. He was a military ruler. When he finally accepted democracy and he was voted, um there was a lot of allegations. I'm not going to say, I don't know if it's true, but there was a lot of allegation that this man, a lot of whiteys killed themselves because he had open accounts, foreign accounts in their names. So there was this one that was very popular that in a Ghanaian I was young, but I remember very well. It was very popular in the Ghanaian community that this whitey was a German, and the account that the leader of Ghana made in this man's name was billions, and he made a will and willed the money to his family, and he unalived himself. That's a country's money that had our fellow leader, a black melanated president, just literally gave it to a white family to build a generational wealth for free. You are not holding those men responsible. You are not holding those people responsible. But you're gonna leave your country and go, your leader from your country, and go ask another leader, what are you doing? My problem is that the fascinating thing about why is Russia helping him? You guys don't see? You guys don't see? Russia, no. Putin, no. That these whiteys, these Europeans, they are existing because of Africa. So he rather will help Africa get freedom from them for them to face their stupid reality.
Of course.
Why are you guys making it so hard for somebody whose children are even below the ages of 10, life hard, instead of holding your leaders responsible?
And the thing is too is that many of these leaders, they're not well vetted, right? And but for some reason, the moment you put them in power, you put them, they have access to everything, so they can go ahead and do whatever they want to do. But they're not, at the same time too, the people don't hold them accountable, so they get away with it. And it seems as if, to me, like some people, they love oppression. It seems as if they love oppression. They're so it's almost like they're in this swamp and they can't get out. And then somebody coming and holding their hand to try to help you, but you still don't want to get out. You want to stay in there.
Yeah.
Like, how stupid, how really weird. It's really, really bad.
I'm telling you,
I've never seen anything like this.
I'm scrolling through TikTok and I came across panels that they were, oh, I don't see why they putting him on a pedestal. So why they worship him like a god? And these are African women.
The real.
I have to interrupt. We have some new panelists.
Okay.
I would like landowner. Can you please introduce yourself? Tell us where you're from, and you can contribute to the topic. I'm going to give you a 3-minute timer, and then we can go to the next guest.
Thank you very much. I'm landowner, Nigeria precisely, by the way. I want to thank everybody here. Yesterday evening, I wanted to join the program. It was really very interesting, and I like the rules, the military rule, because Africans, we have to learn to follow rules and regulation, and that is one of the reasons Africa is really backward, because we always try to use emotion to to sweep things under the carpet, and because I know you, you know me, please let it slide, and all that. Rules should be rules. Okay, so having said that, yeah, solidarity and to Ibrahim Traore and then the entire Burkina Faso people. There is this disturbing news that came out from Burkina Faso for the past 3-4 days. About 200 soldiers of Burkina Faso were unalive. Yeah, it is official. It is confirmed news. I know it's something that a lot of folks don't really want to hear, but it is a reality. Macron and Zelensky are working really very hard, tirelessly to unseat Ibrahim Traore. They give these Fulani guys, T groups, drones and sophisticated advanced technology to strike, and we lost 200 soldiers. And that is why, if there is any Burkina Faso person that is listening, and if there is anybody that is in connection with Ibrahim Traore, please, the security of Ibrahim Traore should not be taken for granted. Should not be taken for granted. The security matters a lot. We need him for a very long time. We need him for a very long time. So, having said that, I want to tell Africans that if you are an African person and you are listening, Pan-Africanism is not for Fulani people. I repeat, Pan-Africanism is not for Fulani people. Every Fulani person you see, whether intelligent, graduate or not, is an enemy. I'm not trying to cast hate here. Let's face reality. It's an enemy to every African person. Let me tell you something. We have heard about Al Qaeda. We heard about Boko Haram. We heard about different type of T group across Africa in the Sahel, right? There is none of those T group that a Yoruba man is championing. There's none of those group that a Twi man is championing. There's none of those group that any other tribe in Africa, the Denka or whatever, are championing. The only people who are championing this T group across the entire Africa are Fulanis. So we have a big problem in our soil. We have a big problem. Anyway, my time is running up. I would have loved to speak more, but let me abide. So thank you very much for the opportunity.
Thank you. We're going to go to our next panelist, Carol. Can you please introduce yourself? Let us know where you're from, and you can give your thoughts on the topic. You have a 3-minute timer.
Yeah, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, my name is Enoch D. Santos da Conceição. Well, my nickname is Carol Saban Ray. I'm from Angola. Basically, I just came here to report something that is happening right now. There is a guy in Angola, an activist that has been put in jail by the Angolan official because he was supporting Ibrahim Traore. I don't know if you guys heard about that. By the Angolan officials. So he's in jail right now. And he needs our support, actually, you know. We need to know, we need to people, the world to know that there is an activist that is being tortured right now in Angola because he was supporting Ibrahim Traore. Basically, he just said that if the USA attacks Burkina Faso, we ask Angolan people to react or to go against all the properties, all the American properties that are holding now in Angola. So that was just a reaction from him. And the corrupt government of Angola interpreted things in a bad way, and they put him in the jail. So he needs our support here, you know what I mean? He needs our support here. So I don't know if I can share the video on this page so that it can get video, you know, so that we can push for his relief. That is basically that is something that keep me worrying right now, because the Angolan government is oppression too much. It's too much oppression in Angola right now. The people cannot even talk a single word. Actually, we need to do something for all these puppet leaders in Africa. That's too much. Now they are coming against Traore. Everybody that speaks something again to support Traore, they put in a jail. We need actually to do something quick, you know. This is basically I came just to share that information with you guys, and I would like to know what is your thoughts about it. Thank you very much.
I would like to respond. They
Yeah.
can respond. Um, the host is, one moment, the host is away from his phone. So he's not able to respond right now. Um, who would like to
Let
give
me
a
let me
response?
let me do let me just do it in 1
I've
minute.
been trying.
So I'll do just 1 minute. My response to the brother from Angola is if you have photos of that individual or video, I will suggest you send it to the lady that is speaking. What is your name? I can't see the name. The lady.
I'm
Yeah,
just the moderator. You would have
I
to
know.
send it to the host, TM.
Okay, yeah. I mean, because the host is not here, because you are the one that will not inform the host about the situation, so that maybe one of this program he bring it up so that we can also throw a voice to it. Thank you. I will.
You can send, if there's a link, you can send me a copy of the link to my DM. Um, but otherwise, I'm not sure how else I could get it.
Or you could send TM a message, send the host a message, and he will contact you on, he will give you direction on what to do. But my brother, what are you guys Angolians, what are you doing in support of your brother that has been apprehended?
Tell us his name.
Fred Costa. Yeah, he's an activist. He's an activist. So when that situation came from that general from the United States, so at the same day he made a video to protect Ibrahim Traore. Just to open the mind of the people in Angola. So, and that was wrong. That was wrong. That was wrong from went wrong from his side. You know what I mean? So, and now nobody.
We got that part that he was showing support. But what is the people of Angola? What are you guys doing for him? What's your response when you guys heard that somebody who is standing up against the sleeping puppies? What was your response? What did you do to support him?
Yeah, we did some protests. We did some protests. Of course, we opened some lives on here this platform, talking in a Portuguese language, right? But it didn't impact too much the information. So I think the information should be like, should be raised in a more strong way. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So yeah. So that's why I'm looking for here, so that we can make it video, we can make it strong. You can make it, even the people from Burkina Faso knows that something's going on in the south side, in the southwest of Africa. That the government of Angola is putting people in jail because they are trying to support Ibrahim Traore. That's why I want African people to know that. Our people to know that. You know what I'm saying?
All right, like the moderator said, send the link or contact the host, and he will give you direction on what to do. And then you will send him information, and then he will bring it up over here.
Excuse me, can I just jump in? My brother, could you guys please post a video with his picture and name? It's really important for us to know how he looks like and his name, so that we can forward this to our authorities in the Sahel region. I am from Burkina Faso. We can take this matter into another level. So please make a video in Portuguese, in English, in French. If not French, Portuguese and English will be enough. We will try to raise awareness about this and then condemn the government of Angola for doing this. They are not allowed to put in jail Africans for supporting their fellow African brother. This is very disgraceful. We will not allow that to happen. So make
Yeah,
sure you
sister.
guys post his face and his name.
Nora,
Yeah,
I
for
have
sure,
a
sister, for
question.
sure.
Nora, I have a question. Um, Based on what happened, we heard this yesterday. Is it true that Burkina Faso we have lost over 200 soldiers?
It's not true. I have said it in the comments. This is false information. It is misleading information. The Ministry of Defense did not communicate about this. The national TV did not communicate about this. So please, guys, we should stop doing this. We should stop scaring people.
Thank
The
you.
Burkinabe army is a strong army. We are well equipped. We are ready to invite and welcome the destabilizers.
Okay, Nora, I'm following you right now. Follow me because sometimes we have people come here. Because when the guy was speaking, honestly, I don't know who spoke on that, but I went straight and I started. I wanted to ask him where his fundings are, where he got his fundings is, and I know he's gonna, yeah, his source, and I know he was gonna say Arizura, BBC, whatever. But it's good that you are here today to debunk that. Um, I'm gonna follow you. Please follow TM back, follow me back. So in case of anything, we will have access to you so that you will come and debunk any false information that they put out there on the platform. Okay.
Sister.
Thank you.
I wonder if that guy was a Fulani.
Of course, that's what they do.
Okay. Yeah, you can't blame a whole ethnic group or tribe. That is not true what you say earlier, that all Fulanese are like this. No. In any tribe, any race, any ethnicity, there are bads and there are good people. So you can't blame the whole group like that. And I don't like that, and I don't support that, and I don't believe in that.
Sounds good. Sounds good. That's
Um,
good.
before we get into a different conversation, we have a new caller. User 54, can you please introduce yourself? Um, Tell us where you're from, and you can add to the conversation. There are no more requests, so after user, it is open panel. User, are you there? Okay, user probably does not know that he is on the panel. So we can have an open panel.
I have not submitted my message, so if I could.
Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Nora. Can you please introduce yourself? You can contribute, and we can have an open panel after you.
Very much. I am Noir Essier, from Burkina Faso, from the Sahel region. It means black and proud in French. So basically, I am very grateful to come to this panel. Thank you so much, guys, for your effort, for raising awareness, for connecting African people. My brother from Angola, please and please, I request again, make sure you guys make videos and share with us. Use the hashtag Burkina Faso, hashtag IS Sahel region, hashtag Ibrahim Traore with the picture of the guy, then his name. You can hide your own face, no problem. Just put his picture and his name. It will help us raise awareness and send this to our authorities so that our authorities start speaking with Angola and the Angolan authorities, because this is not right. It's not right. You cannot put in jail a African citizen for supporting a fellow African brother or His Excellency Ibrahim Traore. It's not acceptable at all. Yeah, I would like to also say that we, the Sahel people, the Sahelian people, are ready to welcome anyone that is going to try to destabilize us. We are proud to be African. We are proud to be the ones chosen to take care of this Pan African freedom. We are very proud. We wake up proud. We go to sleep proud, and we are ready to die for this revolution. It's in our blood. We are the chosen people. We are the upright people. We will not back down. No one is going to make us afraid of anything. We are not afraid of anyone. The US, whether it's house Negroes from Ivory Coast, from the US, no one. We are ready. We have decided to free ourselves, and we will not back down. Yes, we will have a lot of people that on the way will leave us, and it's okay. We as African believe in reincarnation. As you can see, His Excellency is the reincarnation of Thomas Sankara. So we believe in us coming back in this world, or going to heaven. This is the right cause to fight. This is a God sent fight to free our continent. We do not understand how France is the fourth largest holder of gold reserve in the world, yet France does not have any gold in their soil. How does that make sense to us?
Okay.
Africans, we need to wake up and be proud of this change. We need to own it. We need to own it. This is about ownership. Vietnamese have decided to own the revolution. Chinese have decided to own the revolution. We, the people of Africa, need to own our revolution. Thank you so much, and I will let other people speak.
And don't forget the hashtag Africa Unity as well.
And can we please tap the live? 1 second, Caro. Can we please tap the live? The host is away from the phone. If there is no activity on the live, it will automatically shut down. So please continue to tap the live. Caro, you can introduce yourself for the new people in the live. You can give your submission. I will give you 3 minutes, and then we will go to Imhotep.
Yeah, as I said before, right? Now I can go to the what is the topic over here. So we are grateful for this movement right now that's going on in Africa. Though that is something that has been thinking that African people has been thinking from a long time, and so that is a pleasure to come now. So I would like to tell you guys that we are ready to fight. That's why I'm opening my camera over here, because we are not scared of everybody. So we are ready. We are ready to fight. You know, and you know, in order to have a better future for at least for our kids. You know, and I'm tired already to be in Europe. I want to go back to Africa so bad. You know what I mean? I want to go back to Africa so bad and support this movement physically. Yeah, that's is basically I can say to you guys. You know, I'm ready. I'm a revolutionary, Angola revolutionary. I'm not an activist. I'm a revolutionary. I'm an ex-soldier too. You know, and I would like to be connected, and I would like to know what you can do right now to protest, to start taking all these puppet leaders from African Union, you know, African Union, because we have to bring Traore to be a president of African Union. We need to start protesting, to starting reporting the issues that's going on in all these African countries that has been oppression. You know, that is basically what is my plan to do right now. You know what I'm saying? This is what I can bring you guys as a project. If you guys ready to do that, I'm here to help. I'm here to do anything.
That's good. Can I talk? We have a look.
Antigua, I think he's done.
For now, I'm done for now. I'm done for now, yeah.
Thank you, brother. Antigua, are you there? Can I speak?
Sorry, I am here. After Caro was Imhotep. Imhotep, can you please introduce yourself and you can contribute to the topic? I'm going to give you a 3-minute timer. Not speaking. Can you please mute your mic? Imhotep, I'm not sure if you have connection issues. I'm going to drop you down to the comment section. Please feel free to re-request. I am going to bring up a new panelist. We have 2 people in the queue who would like to speak. Okay. While we are waiting for the new guests to come up, Burke Unity, you can give your submission. I will give you 3 minutes and then we'll go to the new panelist.
Sure. In terms of in terms of many of these countries, or in Africa, when it comes to the leaders, okay, if do you think, okay, in terms of unifying, do you think many of these presidents in Africa, you think they're willing to step down in, just when, say for instance, Africa now it's going to have one leader, one army, one everything. Do you think it is going to be a tough fight to really and truly, for these guys to step down as president so that Africa, can become one country? I'm putting that question out. Anybody can answer.
As in this guy, as in Tuare?
Yes.
Tuare never wanted to be Burke. I said it. He never wanted to be the leader anyway. When he got that power, the military power, he wanted to give the country back into democracy. And the people said no, they don't want democracy. They want his way. That's why he's still over there pushing forward for them. But I don't think it's going to be a problem for him to step down. He understands the assignment. He understands the work that he's been chosen to do. And I think it's going to be a peaceful, once all Africans comes together and reunite, and under one common law, one common rules, one soldier, one whatever that we are fighting for, I believe it will be a peaceful power transfer.
Okay.
Thank you for your submission. We're going to go to the new panelists. Bari, I'm not sure how to say your name. You can unmute, introduce yourself, and you can give your submission. I'm going to give you a 3-minute timer.
Thank you, ma'am. Good morning, my brothers and sisters. I'm from Ethiopia. My name is Ayeno. Ethnically, I'm a Mahara. Do you know Mahara? Amhara is the people living in the northern parts of Ethiopia. The origin for the Nile River, different cultural, historical and religious institutions were found in the Amhara region. When we come to our discussion, starting from yesterday, talking about unity, it is good, but I have a question for the Sudanese and Egyptians. When we are trying to build the Renaissance Dam around the western part of Ethiopia, Egypt and Sudan are obstacles to implement that project. They are still complaining about the Nile River. So how can we unite together with these two neighboring countries? How can we resolve our issues, and how can we built that the Renaissance Dam. It was a huge project in our history. It will be we will be productive while we are cultivating so many lands, and while we are using for fishery, and we are generating more than 6,000 or around 7,500 megawatt electric power. This will be helpful for the growth and development of our country. Egypt has an electric power about 98% of their population, and they have drinking water, pure potable water, for more than 100% of their people. But we have a lot of works to do. We have a lot of assignments to be solved here in Ethiopia. So how can we resolve these issues and coming to the same line to be rich and use our water resources? Of course, we have a lot of rivers, lakes, in other parts of Africa, Ethiopia, sorry. So we are cultivating around 19% of the land from cultivable lands. We are still starved. We are still in danger. We are insecure for food. We are not feeding our people. We are still beggars. This is
Good
modern
morning. Good
colonization.
morning, brother. How are you?
I'm good.
Wonderful. Do you support His Excellency Ibrahim Traoré? And
Of
if
course, why
yes,
not? Of course, no
thank
problem.
you, thank
Oh,
you.
no question.
Can you? Yes, thank you. Can you
I
suggest
want
us
to be his
ways
soldier
we can protect
24/7
him?
without any payment.
Can
He
you
was
suggest
our
us
icon.
Please,
ways we
one
can
at a
protect him?
time. Please speak one at a time. Thank you.
He was an icon for the puppets of the Western. Most of the African leaders are puppets for the Western world and for the Arab world also. Why don't they try to build a factory that will employ many users, but they are providing bullets? We are still in danger. So why we are still starved? Because they are giving us a little foodstuffs with their international NGOs. So this is a big problem in Africa. We are sold out by our leaders. They are not thinking about Africans. When they are getting medical problems, they are going to Europe or to the Arab world.
Bar, I need you to land.
Okay. Okay, I finished my time?
Yes, I'm going to bring up some new people who are in the guest request. So I'm going to drop you back down to the comments. If you want to request again, please feel free. We have one more person in the guest request. I'm going to bring user back up. And after user, I believe that is the last person in the request. Oh, we have one more person.
Hello.
Okay.
How's
user,
everybody?
can you please introduce yourself and you can give your submission?
Okay, this is Muhammad from Uganda. It's a great discussion that we're having here. Very, very important. Of course, the previous gentleman was speaking, was veering off the topic a little bit. I hope he's genuine not maybe a sponsored disruptor who's trying to divert discussions about important issues like the one of Ibrahim Traore. There are many of them who have been sponsored to infiltrate discussions and, confuse people, sow divisions, or just divert or just confuse discussions like that. I hope is genuine, because the issue of the dam there, the Renaissance Dam with Sudan, Egypt, and Ethiopia is genuine, and it is causing a lot of problems. It is worth discussing. But this panel is about Ibrahim Traore, and I want to say quickly two things. Number one is that there was a gentleman who was speaking here, speaking about the Fulanis, saying Fulanis are confusionists and stuff like that. On that one, I want to remind all of us as Africans that we have to desist from divisions. Whichever way, no matter what, we have to desist from divisions, because the West has gotten a deep grip on us and kept us poor, because they've managed to divide us tribally, countryly. Countries are against other countries. There's no peace between our countries in Africa. There's hostilities. There's hostilities between us as tribes. And the Westerners have used these divisions that we have. They've propelled them, they've amplified them to make sure that we stay divided. And they're saying that divided we fall, united we stand. So we need to start uniting. It cannot be true. I should concur with the other gentleman who said you cannot label a whole tribe of the Fulanis to say because Al Qaeda and other Boko Harams and others were operating in the Sahel region, destabilizing because they come from this area and that area, and they generalize everyone that these people are supporting this. They could be as manipulated as we are, as we have been. We are the few that have opened our eyes, trying to open other Africans people's eyes to see through the propaganda that these politicians are not standing for our tribes. They're standing for themselves. They're enriching themselves. When we talk about accounts in Europe, it's in their names and their families' names, not us. We, the tribes, are still staying poor while they are getting rich. But we need to stand together as Africans. We need to start. There are so many Fulanis who are against these things. Okay, I'm sure of that. And if we generalize, we alienate even the few that are still standing with us. For example, if you look at the West, there are so many white people who are standing with us. They have been victims of brainwash as well. All these years, the propaganda, they've been thinking that we are bad as Africans. Now they are discovering that we are just good people trying to survive. We are oppressed. We have been brainwashed as well through religion, through media. You understand? Them as well, white people there, many of them are realizing that they've been brainwashed to look at us as failures, as bad people. You understand? And we are realizing now that if just as we condemn our leaders, they condemn their leaders for leading them astray, for brainwashing them, for selling their countries. Many of Americans right now are angry at their leaders for standing.
Sir, I need you to land.
Oh yeah, okay. Now that's one thing. Let's unite and stand together. Now, the last thing I would say is, please let's understand that we are facing a very strong enemy. The enemy which is strong militarily, economically, and this fight is not going to be an easy one. It's going to be a tough one, and it's going to be a slow one. And we need to start thinking that we have to fight a very long fight. We have to hand over this fight to the next generation. But it's a good sign that we have
Use your land, please.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Can I say something?
One moment, we have a new panelist. Van, can you please introduce yourself? Tell us where you're from, and you can give your submission.
All right, good morning. I am Van Brown from Ghana, the capital city of Ghana, Accra. With looking at what is going on, when I talk of leaders in Africa, Ibrahim Traore so far so good. I mean, he's a true leader, honestly. And because of that, now see the attacks that I mean, challenges that he is facing. The enemies are on him, and we need to do our best in every way to support him, because our African leaders, they are selfish. All what they need is the money that they use to enrich themselves, spend money on their fiancés and their children and wife. That's all. They don't want to extend to the citizens. They don't want to extend it. And by doing so, I mean, the country will never move forward. The country will never move forward. If you come to Ghana, for instance, I mean, our roads, very terrible. It's not like, our leaders cannot do it or do anything about it. They can really do something about it. But because of what, they will get when they release, a road for contractors, their percentage is what they are looking for. And just by a year or two after completing or done with the construction, a year or two, the road will start, moving in bad shape. For them to think that, no, this is our main road, therefore we need to construct it maybe by the next 50 years, by the next 60 or 70 years, no. They will just do it in a few years. It will deform again. And look at what Ibrahim is doing in his country. The measures he is putting in place, making sure that the road that they are construction will last long. Yet he's having enemies. Why Africa? Why? So all what we want is to be poor, and then to be calling these white people all the time for help. We need to rise up, Africa. We need to rise up. We need leaders like Ibrahim. We need true leaders like Ibrahim. This is my concern this morning. Once again, my name is Van Brown from Ghana.
Thank you for your submission. Let's see if we have any guest in the request. Okay, we have one guest in the request. I'm just going to recycle some of the panel. If you are dropped, please feel free to request again. We have one more person coming up, and if no one else joins the request, then we can go back to open panel. But people keep requesting up. Okay, so before we introduce our new panelists, please mute when you come up. Please mute. Thank you. Before we address the new panelists, does anyone have any input or anything they would like to say?
Yes.
Yes.
What I was gonna
Okay,
say.
I'm going to give you a 3-minute timer. Please pay attention to the timer so we can get everybody in.
As I said, the signal is clear. It is very clear. And I don't know, as I said before, I don't know if some people still have their heads in the sand. Are they so conditioned by oppression that they cannot see any other way? Ibrahim has made it clear. He's making all these puppets. It's making them showing up. It's making them I mean, sometimes words cannot say, but when you're doing everything to do, I think they need to do some sort of petition, get it signed, get these petitions signed, send it to the African Union, wherever they could send it to, the highest level within Africa, to get the ball rolling and get that support for Abraham. That's what needs to be happening, right? So if they're just sitting down doing nothing, they really need to get going on certain on these issues, right? If they represent, they say they're African Union and they clear, they care about Africa, and then one of our brothers stepped up, they need to be supporting that brother, right? This is what needs to be happening, right? Or otherwise, don't have that organization at all. Don't have it at all. Really and truly, things need to get going, right? They have to definitely get the ball rolling on this right away. To get going right away. To wake up and smell the coffee, right? Electricity and all these things should never be a problem because we have the resources. The resources is there. It's for us to use that resource at our benefit. That's what it is. We have everything in our hands. Thank you. At our benefit. Thanks.
Je dois couper, je te rappelle. Il faut que je... OK? Je te rappelle. Il faut que je joue la musique pour un peu de distraction. Je n'ai pas le choix. Il va faire nuit, mais il est 3 heures du matin ici, mais je n'ai pas le choix. Il faut que je joue un peu la musique pour la distraction. Merci beaucoup. Envoyez. J'ai besoin de 20 cœurs orange, s'il vous plaît. C'est une nécessité. S'il vous plaît. Vous avez parti à 1500. Voilà, ma grande soeur Lily. Voilà, je vais essayer d'embrouiller un peu. Dame de fer, je te fais remonter rapidement. C'est pas bon, c'est pas bon, c'est pas bon. J'ai besoin de... Merci beaucoup, Fleur.
Je descends tapoter un peu. Je vais tapoter.
Non, reste en haut, reste en haut. Quand on est en haut, c'est un peu mieux. Quand on est en haut, c'est un peu mieux. Quand on est en haut, je vais faire monter même une autre personne. Quand on est en haut, ça aide un peu à... Quand on est en haut, ça brouille un peu. Merci, Bibi Angèle. J'ai duré sur la phase là, que je suis en train de faire là. J'ai duré dessus, donc j'ai oublié que quand il fait ça, le dernier récapitulatif de Iyad. Ça a mis du temps qu'il n'a pas besoin. Résumé, c'est qu'il n'est pas content. Ça chuche, mon ami. Mon cœur bat. Mon cœur bat.
Danse un peu, danse un peu, danse un peu.
Il y a du lot, il y a tout sur la machine. Voyez, dans cette... Merci, mes bébés, j'ai peur où je suis. Je suis de la couille. De la couille. On est plus live.
Excusez-moi, j'ai eu un appel de mon grand frère prêtre.
Ah, d'accord.
Excusez-moi.
Pierre,
On va arrêter la musique. Je vais attendre un tout petit peu. Peut-être que ça va remonter par la grâce de Dieu. Je ne sais pas, mais on va prier parce que, voilà, on va plutôt tapoter, si on peut atteindre les 2 millions. Voilà, est-ce qu'on peut atteindre les 2 millions? Parce que, en principe, c'est des scènes quand je fais, je ne dois pas durer dessus. Ça passe sur des secondes, en fait. Mais là, j'ai carrément oublié, j'étais dans le Sénat, là. Voilà. Et si je vois le résumé de l'IA, ça va me rassurer. Parce que le résumé de l'IA, c'est comme si TikTok était avec nous. Voilà. Et c'est un peu par rapport à ça que je me... Mais depuis là, je ne vois pas le résumé. Voilà. Ouh, 1200. Et on est tombé à 1200. Alors, le père Gildas, est-ce que tu peux parler en attendant? Je te mets en grand.
Moi, je voudrais parler, maman, s'il te plaît, par rapport...
D'accord, ma belle.
Ah, merci, maman. Je voudrais intervenir par rapport...
Ma fille, si tu es dans le live, je t'appelle après, ok? Je vais juste essayer d'enlever un peu les trucs sur nous et puis... Vas-y, ma fille.
Oui, on essaye de sortir un peu côté Mougoudi. Je voudrais donner mon avis par rapport à la classification. La dame qui parle là, c'est une RDC. Je les suis moi aussi. Je ne sais pas si vous me captez bien.
Oui, je te suis, je te capte, ma belle.
Voilà, moi je suis RDC aussi. Voilà, donc je suis tout à fait à 1000% d'accord avec toi, maman, quand tu fais ta classification par rapport à l'homme africain. Quand tu dis que c'est toi-même qui es la créatrice des hommes africains, j'ai dit même 1000 fois, c'est même moins. Voilà, tu les connais. Mais je voulais juste faire une motion par rapport à la RDC.
Vas-y.
La RDC, c'est un mini-continent. Donc, comme tu avais divisé la Côte d'Ivoire, je veux faire un travail en amont. C'est vrai que tu as une équipe qui sont tout le temps avec toi sur les panels, mais dis-toi qu'en bas, il y a des gens qui te suivent, il y a des gens qui voudraient travailler, qui voudraient passer aussi des messages pour faire avancer notre live.
Exactement.
Parce qu'on veut vraiment que les lives soient là.
L'émission.
Voilà. Et l'émission, nous voulons que l'émission soit là et que l'émission atteigne son objectif.
Effectivement.
Voilà, donc on ne voudrait pas que maman tape un peu à côté. Parce que tu connais la Côte d'Ivoire, le Congo, peut-être, ou la Somalie, ou ainsi de suite. Il y a des petites réalités qui peuvent t'échapper. Là, par exemple, pour le Congo, il y a du tout. Il y a du tout pour le Congo. C'est vrai que la moitié du Congo, c'est des distributeurs d'AVC. Même nos enfants qui sont en Occident, moi-même, j'ai des filles qui refusent de se marier avec des Congolais. Mais elles disent, ils ne vont pas se marier avec des Congolais, ils ne sont pas sérieux en amour, et ainsi de suite. On le sait, ce côté-là. Mais il y a un autre côté où c'est tellement culturel, où on trouve et les dictateurs
et l'AES.
Et l'AES. Je veux
c'est qui tu trouves l'AES, ça c'est des musulmans?
Oui.
Quand ils sont musulmans, vous les mettez dans l'AES.
Voilà. Donc moi, je voudrais diviser aussi le Congo. Je veux vous faire un petit tableau.
Allez, vas-y, ma belle, vas-y.
Où je vais te diviser les Congos. Je te donnerai les coins comme ça quand un Congolais passe. Il te dit que je suis Congolais et tu lui demandes de quel côté il est. Et c'est à ce moment-là que tu pourras dire qu'il est AS et ainsi de suite. Parce que l'Est du Congo, il y a plein de AS là-bas. Et Pro Max même, pire que Burkina Faso. Parce que moi, j'ai ma petite sœur, moi, je suis de l'Ouest. Et nous, on est distributeurs.
AES, c'est Association des éléments soyez les Gaou.
Voilà, ça c'est côté Est. Ça c'est Est, ça c'est l'Est.
Généralement, ce sont les musulmans et autres, là, ceux qui sont vraiment... c'est... Continue, vas-y ma belle. Je regarde chaque fois les statistiques là, de mon live, ça me fait que chuter.
Oh là là.
Les cadeaux, pardonnez, continuons. Si vous n'arrêtons pas. C'est tombé à 200 200 maintenant. Continue ma fille.
Donc, j'ai
allez là où on a écrit Docteur Love. Il y a le cœur, on a mis 16. Sélectionnez le cœur, c'est l'équipe. C'est l'équipe qui fait changer les donnes du live. Dès que vous prenez, vous vous inscrivez dans l'équipe, vous venez dans les commentaires, vous écrivez Good Live, vous tapotez.
Prenez le cœur orange.
Voilà. Le cœur va faire changer les choses. Docteur, tu peux revenir en grand pour qu'on te tapote.
Ok, d'accord. Je me suis échappé un peu pour que ça puisse... On prend le cœur orange.
Excuse-moi, Katinov, s'il te plaît.
Est-ce qu'elle a fini?
Non, j'ai pas fini. Je disais que je voulais donner l'exemple de ma petite sœur qui est mariée à un Congolais de l'Est du Congo et qui, eux, ils sont vraiment pro-Max AS. Et un jour, son beau-père est venu la trouver en train de manger ensemble dans la même assiette avec notre petit frère et un enfant de la parcelle, de la cour. C'est un voisin qui est devenu comme leur enfant de la maison. Et c'était un problème palable jusqu'à les oncles qui sont venus du village, ils sont venus parler là, pourquoi elle est là, elle est une femme mariée, pourquoi elle a accepté de manger avec les hommes. Les hommes là, donc il y avait son petit frère dedans. Donc, c'était vraiment un problème, donc c'est culturel. C'est juste un exemple pour dire quand même qu'il y a un côté quand même de la RDC qui sont, quand je dis l'Est de la RDC, c'est le quart du pays.
Musulmans.
Ils sont musulmans, mais cette famille-là n'était pas musulmane, la famille-là était chrétienne.
Était chrétienne?
C'est culturel, c'est culturel. Je vous ferai un propre, maman.
Attends, oui, on va faire un propre, mais je vais demander, complètement, on entend de perdre le temps. Ça ne fait que chuter, mais je suis à 1100.
On fait quoi? On arrête le live peut-être ou on fait quoi?
Non, même si j'arrête là, s'il y a une sanction, ils vont me la donner. Là, je peux pas ici en même temps là, parce qu'au moins, je vais espérer changer les donnes.
Mais c'est pourquoi moi, j'ai mis ça sur la place.
Il faut continuer de parler, ma fille.
Voilà. Donc, moi, j'étais en train de dire que la partie là où que moi je représente les gens qui sont très dans leur culture, la femme ne doit pas faire ci, la femme ne doit pas parler comme ça à son mari, la femme ainsi
Partagez le live aussi. J'ai oublié, partagez le live, vous attendez 1000 partages, s'il vous plaît. Ne partagez pas 10 personnes en même temps, partagez à une personne, partagez le live, mes bébés. Partagez le live, vas-y ma fille, vas-y.
C'est comme ça que j'étais en train de parler, hein, pour dire quand même que l'Est de la RDC, c'est quand même une très grande partie du pays qui sont culturellement élevés, éduqués comme ça là. Et ces gens-là, si on les met dans les distributeurs des faux. Donc, toi, tu pourras faire, par exemple, ta prescription. Tu risques d'avoir beaucoup de travail parce que ça sera la prescription qui tombe sur...